Okay, let's go through this article over here. We're about to, what the hell is this? I closed my eyes and didn't know where my mic was. Okay, all right, it's time for cringe. It's time for cringe, everyone. We're going to be reading through this GQ article about Megan Fox and Machine Gun Kelly's love. Okay, now listen, I'm not against love. I'm not against relationships. I'm not against happiness. If you guys follow me on social media, I'm not the type of person to, see couples or people who are happy or people who are together and just think, ugh, disgusting. Ugh. But there's something particularly weird about the portrayal of this relationship in this article from what I've seen so far that seems a little odd and maybe a bit too, I guess, congratulatory in an awkward way. Or obsessive, but let's get into it. It's a little weird. So True Romance, Megan Fox and Machine Gun Kelly are Hollywood's hottest new power couple. So they're really kind of throwing out the PC language there, the power couple language. They're truly a power couple, which I'm kind of confused about the idea of that, considering Megan Kelly and Machine Gun Kelly, sorry, not Megan Kelly, Megan Fox. Megan Fox and Machine Gun Kelly, neither are washed, creatively or career-wise. They both get work. They both still get work. But Megan Fox, the movies that she does as of late are not great movies. They're not quality movies. They're barely even popular movies. She's far beyond her days of playing the role that she did in the Transformers franchise and everything. The movies I've seen her performing in as of late were, I don't know, kind of a little off the beaten path. Not exactly C or D level stuff, but not exactly high point of your career filmography. And then there's Machine Gun Kelly, who is seeing success right now with his little pop punk phase, but recently as a result of his Slipknot comments and everything, he's really turned the rock world against himself. So again, while this couple is most definitely thriving in their respective creative lanes to an extent, there is still not a greater respect for them and what they do within their industry as a whole, especially, again, right now, Machine Gun Kelly, who a lot of rock fans kind of have it out for him because he's just kind of made an ass of himself. So on a wild summer's night in Los Angeles, Machine Gun Kelly and Megan Fox explain their whirlwind courtship from first meeting on set to their deepening spiritual connection and how love has seared them together for life through joint tattoos. Wow. And as we know, getting tattoos together, getting matching tattoos is a mark of a relationship that's going to last forever. All right. So in the back room of a studio, Machine Gun Kelly and Megan Fox, we're really reading through this. This is really reality right now. This is really what we're doing. Okay. And we're going to have a little bit of a laugh and a little bit of a cringe when that comes up. All right, here we go. Let's pop that right there. Let's get that wide and big. Let's get that block of text fat so everybody could see it. In the back room of a studio, Machine Gun Kelly and Megan Fox are giving each other tattoos. They're giving each other tattoos? Can either of them draw? It's Jesus Christ. While I watch, the lovebirds' matching tattoos will read, "The darkest fairy." Their matching tattoos will read, "The darkest fairy tale." The darkest fairy tale. A phrase Fox says alludes back to one of the first text messages we ever sent each other. Oh my God. Someone in chat says, "Stop. No, we're doing this. We're doing this." The darkest fairy tale. Oh my God. Fox wants to get inked first because MGK has tattooed before, and she'd rather not delay the pain. Okay, MGK clarifies he's done some drunk scrawling with the tattoo gun before. Okay, yeah, I want him to do it first because he's got experience drunk. But this is serious. He dips the needle in the ink, presses down on the traced phrase, and looks at Fox to make sure she's okay. He checks in. That's good. Fox puffs on a CBD. Oh God, we're vaping. We're vaping while this. Of course we're vaping. Of course there's a fucking vape pen in the scene. A joint, sorry. But still, it's CBD. To relax. And they both, you guys are in California and you're rich as fuck. You can't just get weed. But whatever. They both decide they might as well jump into it. He starts going over the stencil with the needle, pausing sometimes to take stock of his work and wipe the pen ink. God, that's sick, he says, as he looks at his handiwork. Is handiwork supposed to be spelled with an I? I guess it probably is. This has probably been, copy checked and everything. I thought it was handy with a Y, but whatever. He smiles at Fox. It's going very well, but they could use some more direct light. Okay, all right. Scene is really set here, and I do appreciate that. This is how I find myself holding my iPhone flashlight over Machine Gun Kelly's pelvis while he reclines on a green velvet chaise. Fox, clad in a flannel shirt, crouches over him and places the tattoo stencil along his hip. While she's doing it with a stencil? Like they're not just putting it on with the paper and then just there's stencil holding involved? Okay. Yeah, okay. Places it on his hip. While they had originally wanted to have tattoos on their respective inner arm veins, MGK is absolutely covered in tats already. That is a shame. From his stomach anarchy symbol to a giant MGK back piece, just so he doesn't forget his name, to find a place where the tattoo wouldn't get lost, they have to go further south. Fox presses the inked tattoo needle into his skin while he encourages her to go harder. A few minutes later, she's done. I'm just scared that I fucked it up, she exclaims nervously. He reassures her instantly. Fucking best tattoo I've ever seen in my life. Fox thinks that she went too light, but they'll let it heal and go over it later. It looks like a fairy ghost did it, right? It's all haunted. She laughs at that and they kiss. I'm witnessing a ritual that is equal parts sacred and profane. Oh, yeah, they're really they're really the Joker and Harley Quinn. A physical consummation of sorts for the pair. The first thing you need to know is that they are an absolutely gorgeous couple, seemingly made for each other. The musician-born Colson Baker, but better known as Machine Gun Kelly, is a handsome 6 feet 4 inches punk. He's a 6 foot 4 inches punk. His punk transition was recent. With white blonde hair and is covered in tattoos, Fox, an actress, is the most beautiful woman I've ever met. A Frank Frazetta pinup girl, drawing come to life, today wearing Betty Page bangs and a deep brown lip color. She is the ideal cool babe consort for a burgeoning superstar like MGK, a rapper turned rocker whose new album, Born with Horns, is executive produced by Blink-182 drummer Travis Barker. God. Of course, we were going to hear about a new album in this, and Travis Barker has produced that record as well. There we go. The cat's out of the bag. The record is a dark pop punk that chronicles MGK's recent life leading up to the moment when he met Fox on a movie set and they fell in love. What is this picture? Why is she holding a gun to his dick? Honey, can we do this picture? I've got a great idea. I just want you to hold a gun to my cock. That's like I could see some gunplay, he is Machine Gun Kelly. I guess that kind of makes sense, but gun to the dick. In what looks like MGK, is he wearing shorts but then long leather boots? Trench coat, long leather boots, cig in the mouth, gun on my dick. Okay. All right. Makes sense to me. Let's continue. While they make quite a pair in person, their love runs deeper than the obvious physical chemistry to a place of what they describe as a spiritual connection. It is intoxicating to be around two people who are this far gone for one another. Wow. Kind of seems like this person wants to be the third wheel. Together, their double date pals, Kourtney Kardashian and Travis Barker, they are bringing Sunset Strip rock and roll glamour for the 2020s as the kind of couple that's fun to watch be in love with each other and who have what Fox calls the combustible element of all celebrities. They walk in the footprints etched by the platform boots of partnerships such as Tommy and Pam and Kurt and Courtney. Ooh, I don't know if like, given the way that progressed, that's like, or I guess even the way Tommy and Pam progressed, like, are these really, the whole point of this article is about they're going to be together forever and they're so great for each other. And you want to call it back to Tommy and Pam and Kurt and Courtney or Mick and Marianne. But the key difference, they're trying their damnedest to make sure things don't blow up. They learned from the past couple's mistakes. They're both at a place in their lives where they're really willing to lay it all on the line for love. It's only been a few hours since I first encountered the pair at their photo shoot deep in downtown's LA warehouse zone. They are entangled together in front of a gun-metal gray 1970s Cadillac, while Leader of the Pack by the Shangri-Las plays on the stereo as two cars shine headlights on them and horror fog is blasted through the parking lot. I will give the writer credit here and say that I have some bitchin' acute dyslexia that does make some articles difficult to read, but the flow of their writing is very easy. The way that they sort of like I guess find progression. I can't even talk now. Or I guess the way they progress their sentences, or I guess kind of like parse them out. It is really easy to just kind of like read off the cuff without having a fourth grader struggling to read moment, which I have occasionally. Fox and Megan are in love with a capital L. While they are both famous sex symbols, they act like kids together. He treats her with the respect that she has always deserved, and that itself is very romantic. Their energy together is playful, they make each other laugh, and the carnal component is clearly off the charts. But they can also be sweet and funny. Like, I guess I'm just like really flabbergasted as to like what is the audience for an article like this? I mean, I know we're reading it together and kind of laughing at it and cringing at it, but I'm just like kind of trying to imagine the kind of person who wants to like read this and is like really into it because they just are desperate to know and understand like, what are the inner workings of Megan Fox's and Machine Gun Kelly's relationship? Like at the end of the day, as long as they're happy together, who gives a fucking shit? And everything is like hunky dory and above board and everyone's like, respecting each other. Cool. That's great. That's fine. But like outside of that, like who really cares what business of it is it of anyone? But I guess this is what you have to do when you want to turn like, your relationship into a draw for attention on the internet and beyond. While they wait around between shoot setups, Fox stands barefoot on MGK's leopard print slippers as he slow dances her around the room. While they are together, it's like nobody else exists. For an intimate close-up, he requests a music change and asks for Mazzy, which I assume will be some up-and-coming rapper, but it turns out to be, of course it's Mazzy fucking Star. It's Mazzy Star. She's into Mazzy. She's into that dream pop shit. The melancholic LA band, fronted by Hope Sandoval, and their classic Fade Into You. This is one of many unexpected twists about MGK. Oh, he jokes. He knows those underground hits. He jokes that if they can't find the song on his phone, he'll also accept "Lean With It, Rock With It" by Dem Franchise Boys. Yeah, it's a fair trade. It's a fair trade. The next stop is the Soho Warehouse for dinner, the downtown LA outpost of the members' club Soho House. Plates of lamb chops, prawns, ravioli, and pizza prawns are brought out to the table. The dining room overlooks the sparkling LA skyline, and loud 2000s music, think Ja Rule and J-Lo, Jesus Christ, blares from the speakers. MGK has changed into a t-shirt he was gifted at the shoot. It is a printed photo of Mickey and Mallory, okay, and the iconic outlaw couple from Oliver Stone's Natural Born Killers. Yeah, he's just that edgy. Played by Woody Harrelson and Juliette Lewis. Movies are one of the things that brought the two together. The Lost Boys was our first movie that we watched together. He reminisces, and then True Romance and Point Break. And this picture is... I'm not afraid of PDAs, and I have no issue with people like, obviously kissing or being affectionate with one another. But does anyone not find this picture sexy at all? It just actually I just kind of want to be further away from it. Like whatever this point of view is, I just want to be just pulled out from it. Like, I feel like I could more easily look at this picture if I was standing 6 feet back. But it's right up in my face on the computer. So I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep going. Yeah, we'll go right past that. All right. So, Point Break is the best. Point Break is the best. He had never seen it, Fox adds. True Romance was his choice. I love a dark fairy tale, he confirms. MGK and Fox say they really met for the first time in 2020 on the set of the action flick Midnight in the Switchgrass, but they actually met briefly a few years before, introduced at a GQ party in LA. This weird thing happened, says Fox. We didn't see each other. She looks at him. Do you remember seeing my face? That's what's crazy, he says. I don't remember your face. I don't remember your face. And I definitely would have remembered his face, she continues. I just remember this tall, blonde, ghostly creature, and I looked up, and I was like, you smell like weed. He looked down at me, and he was like, I am weed. Then I swear to God, he disappeared like a ninja in a smoke bomb. I wasn't there, and I swear to God, he did not disappear like a ninja in a smoke bomb. He did not do that. I guarantee he did not. He didn't actually do that. They both laugh about how they couldn't see each other's faces. Fox has a theory. I think we weren't allowed to see each other yet. We were supposed to. Oh, wait, let me go down a little bit more here. We weren't supposed to run into each other that night, so our souls, our spirit guides, were luring us away from each other because you literally had no face, like that thing from Spirited Away. Don't bring Spirited Away into this. It is hard to see his face in general, but really he had no face that night. She turns to him, thank God, because what torture had I known you were there and I couldn't get to you. It was better that I didn't know. And then we have this other like really unappealing photo where this is this sexy? Is this turning anyone on? Like, I know this kind of article has been talking so far about just like how sexy they are generally, but is anyone turned on by this? It looks like a mental patient who thinks he's a vampire biting into a mannequin. I'm I'm a little shocked by this, but let's keep going. Listen, just a bit of advice here, guys, because I do think this article does hold a really interesting and a really important truth. Let's say for a second here, and let's take it seriously that Megan Fox and Machine Gun Kelly are seriously, deeply in love, and they love each other, and they're in a great relationship, and so on and so forth. I'm sure a lot of you guys have crushes, and would like the company of a person who you have feelings for, and so on and so forth. Don't in your own mind, sweat too much, or kind of, build up the significance in your head of like making that amazing first impression. I mean, obviously, you don't want to come off like a psycho or a killer or anything, but you don't need to be like super suave, super debonair, be the most clever guy on the block with like the most ingenious thing to say. You can literally be the guy who, when somebody says, you smell like weed, and you respond, I am weed, and you leave and you're gone. And there are some people who, for whatever reason, that will leave an impression on for at least a year. And maybe you'll be able to come back to that person later and forge a relationship with them. So, look, I guess, like, again, introductory lines, don't sweat them too much, because you can literally, as MGK did here, say the dumbest thing that you could possibly think of, and you're good. You're fine. You're fine. You're overthinking it. You're thinking too much about it. You're like, oh, I got to say the right thing. No, you can literally get into a serious long-term relationship that you forecast on British GQ by saying, I am weed, So again, don't overthink it. Don't think about it too much. So when Fox and MGK met for the second time, the first real time, she reminded him of their first meeting. Then, while shooting via his character's first line of dialogue to the actress, he had to say something fucked up to her. But what they were both feeling didn't take words. It was obvious from that second. One what it was going to be. Fox says Fox says of their relationship, but we didn't hook up right away. They started courting in the green room, and she was just like, "How are you feeling?" He recalls. And I said, "I'm lost." I'm lost. She said, "Well, let's find you." Okay, well, listen, guys, like, if there's some kind of like, vibe going, or there's like a primordial attraction to one another's like, personal or emotional or physical character, like what you say really does not fucking matter. It really doesn't. If the vibe is there, it really just does not matter at all. You can literally say, "I am weed," or you could say, "I'm lost. Well, let's find you." You can literally talk to each other in soap opera cliches, and it just doesn't fucking matter. That was the first real conversation we had. You sent her a couple of text messages, one that said, "I am weed," and you can repeat the line and still see success. You're good. And another that repeated his filthy first line of dialogue to her, as if he couldn't believe he'd said these dumb things to Megan the first 2 times they interacted. Fox was charmed. I just responded like how every fairy tale begins, to which he ended the conversation with, "All the good ones, at least." Okay, there we go. God, are we nearing the end here? I am praying and hoping for a light at the end of the tunnel. After that, they texted more and graduated to talking on the phone. "Did you ever talk to a girl for 3 hours on the phone in your whole life?" Fox teases. "Were you like, how the fuck am I going to talk to her? It felt like 5 minutes. Da 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 da." I'm just like looking for a really cringe line over here. Fox says he was trying to protect her heart. She wasn't looking for love. I was definitely open to love, but did not anticipate walking right into my soulmate like that. I was obviously over the way I had been living, and those paths lined up and those doors opened. Yep, the Cadillac convertible. Another picture over here, which this one seems fine. This is probably, everybody looks maybe a little too dejected and everything, but this one's not giving me awkward vibes. It's mostly fine. It's fine. This one's totally fine. Looks like we're yeah. All right, we're still not at the end of the tunnel. Had MGK ever fallen in love before? No. It's like, because you've been around the world and experienced so much shit, you think you know everything, and then you're in the arms of your destiny and realize, I don't know shit yet. That's when the adventure starts, right? Fox 2 feels like she finally found someone who really gets her. I think I've either put myself in or not, or allowed other people to put me in this weird box that didn't quite fit me, where I hadn't lived my own life myself for a really long time. This mostly seems fine. Transformers, Hope and Faith. Gen Z Star, talking about Olivia Rodrigo. Yeah, it's seemingly getting a little less cringe. This picture over here is, I guess, like a bit of an odd moment in time. I mean, I like their cute kind of matching black and white cross nails. Machine Gun Kelly is fine. I just feel like this is a really unflattering frame for Megan. Couldn't they have gotten just a better shot where she's just like not mid, eyes kind of closed, and I'm just about to grab a drag? I don't know. Again, just not very flattering, but I guess they're kind of thinking of themselves as like, we're the edgy American, we're the edgy natural born killers couple, and we're nasty and we're deadly, but we're also sexy, but we're also fun, but we're also bleak, but we're also likable, but we're also psycho murderers. MGK, meeting Fox gave MGK new inspiration that fueled his music. It's almost like she reconnected a wire in my brain. Creativity won't stop coming out, he says. They encourage each other's artistic ventures, including a top secret film project they're working on together this autumn, he wrote. Okay, that's a pretty interesting. So it'll be, I guess, something to know that, Megan Fox is inspiring the new MGK material, and maybe it'll be better as a result of that. Maybe it'll be better. All right, moving on from there. Some background on Machine Gun Kelly. MGK says he's never witnessed the kind of love that he and Fox have in his own life up until now. Okay, all right. That's quite nice for him. And Their relationship has euphoric highs, but it's not all fun and games. This is a very intense relationship, she says. Our souls chose this to absolutely have to face our shadow selves. That's kind of a way to put it. To face things about ourselves that we didn't want to have to know. You know, it's sort of like in, you know, Zelda Ocarina of Time when you have to fucking fight Shadow Link, you know what I mean? And then you sort of realize that, you know, he's kind of copying your moves, and when he zigs, you got to zag and fucking cut that fucker. It should be light. It should be light, but also we go to hell with each other. Oh, okay. It's ecstasy and agony for sure. Now, you see, that's kind of a sign of volatility. And I don't know if you really want that. You know, you don't really want to be like kind of glamorizing the lows or the darkness or anything. That kind of seems like a bit of a red flag there. And again, I feel like for a relationship like this, you don't want to forecast a Kurt and Courtney kind of thing here. You don't want to forecast a Tommy and Pam thing here. God help you if you've met us last Sunday, she laughs. There's also the demonic side, she notes with a devilish smile. Fox only smiles or laughs when she genuinely means it, which makes it feel special when she does. Theirs is a Gomez and Morticia Addams type of love. I think it's more like a Hot Topic, you know, goth kind of love, but, you know, I don't think it's quite so Addams Family. I don't know if they're that devoted to the role, but, you know. All right. Yeah, there we go, guys. We really pulled this shit off. We really did it. We really, read through this article. We skipped some parts around like the last third where they were given some background and talking kind of dramatic, and things seemed, you know, slightly less cringe than they were in the front end. But, yeah, I mean, Machine Gun Kelly and Megan Fox, they're really the hottest new power couple in Hollywood. And there you have it. I hope you guys one day find someone to be in a power couple from Hollywood, and then we can read about it on stream and cringe at you.